Hello, Sarah.
Live from Berlin, it's ITB.
ITV, or is that a fake background? I feel like that's an AI background.
No, these are not
Oh, look
AI
at
people.
you.
Look at me. So I happen to be at the flyer booth here at ITB. They so generously granted me some space. Not only space, but they've got some great lighting going on. But for those that don't know, ITB is like the international travel conference of the year. It's my first time attending it. And I have to say, people are like, this is big. I'm like, yeah, I've been to big conferences before. It is huge, as they say. It's huge. It's insane. It's literally like 20 conferences in one. I mean, I had like a cappuccino over in Bavaria, and then I like had a matcha over at Condor Airlines. Now I'm over here in the tech area. I mean, it's like literally there's like 3 sections dedicated to Africa, another section dedicated to Asia. I mean, it's crazy. You go from Las Vegas to Florida to Kyrgyzstan. Everybody's here.
And so is it about travel planning? It sounds like it's some technology there. Is it anything unique that you're like blown away by that you've seen?
It is literally, I'm blown away because it's like everybody who is everybody or anybody in travel is here. There's technology, there's destinations, there's hotels, there's airlines. I mean, there's OTAs, you name it. I mean, right around the corner, you've got Airbnb, booking.com, our friends over at Muse. I'm actually going to head to the Muse party just after this. My gosh, there's so much happening here. Like I can't even keep it straight.
So is this your way of saying I need to be there next year, Sarah? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I think we both need to come next year. I think it'll be a good time. But yeah, for those that are joining us, watching, if you are in the industry and you have not made it to ITB before, highly recommend it. I mean, I think I probably walked close to 3 miles yesterday, just like in the space, maybe more. Wild, but very, very cool. So
all right, ITB Berlin. Sarah has put her stamp of approval, and she goes to every conference, so she knows what's going on.
Maybe not every conference, but you know,
a lot of them.
I get around.
I say, we got some viewers here. We got Paul Manzi joining us.
Hey,
viewers,
Paul.
We got Sarah in Berlin. You know, I'm always here in my office in Miami most times. But where are you watching from or listening from? Let us know here in the links. We'd love to give you a shout out when you're here. Yeah, Paul, the FOMO is real. I feel it. I see so many people there that I know. And I'm like, man,
it's
maybe
awesome.
I should have done it.
It is awesome. You know, I was always kind of nervous about it because it's like, oh, is it going to be more the international crowd? Will I not know anybody? And I really realized like this world is very small and you can be so interconnected. And there's also so much positivity here, despite like all the craziness that's going on in the world. And there's a great turnout. And yeah, I mean, people are just like excited for the future of what's happening, whether it is technology, whether it's just destinations, and people are getting creative with inspiring travelers. Like if you can't tell, and it's only because I'm 2 cappuccinos deep, but I'm very excited about it.
You got the energy. You got the afternoon energy. We got Pedro saying hello. Long time no see. I guess you saw Pedro just now.
Oh, Pedro, where are you at? Right there.
Yeah,
come on over here.
Hello. Let's get some special guests over here. Whoever walks up to see Sarah in the next
whoever walks up,
get on the show.
There you go. You get your 10 seconds of fame. So it's a good time. If you're in the industry, highly recommend it. And yeah, so exciting. I know we could talk forever, but
no, I'm locking it in. Next year, I'm going.
Okay. We'll make it happen. The two of us can make it happen. We'll set up something.
The hospitality mentor takes on Berlin. GMH takes on Berlin. We're going to do some live GMH show. That's what we
Hey, we could do a little bit of like everything. It could be like a podcast poo-poo platter.
Yeah. Podcast poo-poo platter. Triple P.
You're welcome.
Triple P over at ITB Berlin. I like it.
Wow, this is good times. Good times. This is what you guys missed, by the way, by me not doing afteon shows. You think I had a lot of early morning energy. That late afternoon energy, that's where it hits just right. So you want to go into some of these? I love, by the way, I think we should. And by the way, for those that are listening to the audio version of this, why it's so funny is I'm seeing Steve trying not to crack a smile and laugh. He's trying so hard to hold it together, but you know what? I'm
I
gonna
like
get it.
the energy is good today, Sarah. Afternoon, Sarah.
Yo, yeah, it's good. It's good. Highly caffeinated, and I'm just running on caffeine and dreams, guys. Caffeine and dreams. So let's go ahead and talk about the first topic here. You ready?
Let's go.
Yes. Okay, this is interesting. So, why ignoring Canada just got expensive? This article is really fascinating because obviously Canada remains one of the largest inbound travel markets for the US, right? But obviously because of recent political tension, economics tension, a whole bunch of things that have been happening, Canadians have been very strong on the we're going to take a pause from visiting the United States. Just last week when I was in Mexico, I spoke to two women from Canada. They were like, we're ex-naying on the USA for a little bit. Sorry. But with that being said, well, they're still traveling. Just because they're not coming here doesn't mean they're not traveling. And so what's interesting is other destinations are kind of tapping into this, and they're historically high value international travelers. So, I mean, for those that plan it right, as far as the destinations, really targeting those Canadian travelers is a huge opportunity for them. So
Yeah,
it's
they're traveling everywhere.
pretty
And their
awesome.
thing, like we feel it here in South Florida because we always get the snowbirds coming from Canada to come
Yeah.
down to South Florida and be with us. But we're down 15% in the travels from Canada, and I can see it around our market for sure. We are getting some other people coming in, but it's definitely less. But they're going to the Caribbean, so instead of going to Mexico or Florida or where they're normally going, let's go check out some of the islands in the Caribbean. And he's like, you know what? We're going to go to Southern Europe. We're going to go check out maybe Latin America and some other countries because Mexico seems a little shaky right now, like when you were just there with all the headlines. So
Totally.
usually they're going to Mexico. They usually go to Cuba, but Cuba is very shaky right now at the moment. So all these areas that the Canadians used to travel consistently, they've had to go find some new places. And when you do that, you risk them not coming back if another place wows them. That's the other thing long term that happens when you have, right? It's like that hotel guest that's always been a fan. You turn them off one time, they find the other hotel that they become a fan of, and they're not back on your property. So I kind of look at it that way with these travelers.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but again, it's just a reminder of like ebb and flow. So if they're not flowing this way, they're ebbing and going another direction. Exactly. But this is also a great opportunity for those other destinations to really, step up to the plate and be like, hey, why don't you come check it out here? Also think about even the value of the dollar. The Canadian dollar versus the US dollar, like it's expensive to travel to the US from Canada. And so all the more reason that it's behooving them to go and explore other places. So
Penka Green's from Toronto, Canada. So are you not coming to the US, Penka? Are you traveling somewhere else? Let's get some boots on the ground reporting from our Canadian viewers and listeners.
Yeah.
No, it's true. But I have a question for you. All right.
Okay.
You've been in the Caribbean a lot. You realize you travel to a lot of these islands. What's one unique island maybe someone is not thinking of that they should go visit?
Oh gosh, that's a good one. So I really love like the white sands of Turks and Caicos. I don't know that that's like one that maybe people don't think of. But that's great. Barbados is jamming. I mean, obviously that's also near Venezuela. I was there around that time. But it was fine.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I haven't been to either. I need to go. I need to go to Turks, right? Turks and Caicos.
Yeah. No, I mean, Turks. It's your island, dude. Yes. Aruba. I just spoke to some people over in Aruba this morning. I'm gonna be planning a trip to there. But I have been recently. What I like about Turks and Caicos is that you can also get a very elevated experience, and so I mean you could get that on a lot of the islands, but
yeah, some of them it's hard to find. That's true.
Yeah, that's crazy. So,
all right, well, good tips for our Canadian travelers and everybody.
There we go. All right, so why don't we head on to our next topic here?
Yep.
You ready for that? So, travel brands building AI agents for consumer that doesn't exist. So, what was really interesting with this, I mean, so the big talk obviously with AI is booking travel autonomously. I know that you've definitely been on the front end of just dabbling with AI doing a bunch of things for you. Did you actually have it book? I know you had it search for you, right?
I had to search and get me to the page, but I entered in everything. Like I never got it to the part where it would book for me. So this article
Yeah.
is talking about, how all Booking and Expedia and Hopper and all these platforms are starting to create AI agents, but no one's like, who are they building them for? Because
Sure.
no one's using them fully yet, but it's happening. Like I don't know if I would go to an Expedia AI agent or a Booking AI agent if I can just do it on one of the main platforms, like on ChatGPT or on Claude or on Gemini or whatever is out there. But I use ChatGPT. That's the one I use. I pay for the $200 subscription, and it does a lot of great things for me every single day. And I'm planning every trip through it and then double checking. I think that's the part now is like I still double check. Like, all right, is that a good recommendation? Are those reviews good? It's reliable information. But it's going to get to the point where I'm just going to tell it to go. Here's my credit card, just like someone's calling you, Sarah, which I hate that would ever happen to that industry, right? Where it's just like, hey, I need this, 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 and this. Show it to me. Let me hit OK. Book it for me. I think that's where we're going to get to very soon.
I do think there's going to have to be guardrails. I think that guardrails, by the way, I feel like is like the big buzzword. All right, guardrails for this, but guardrails in the sense that like it's somebody's credit card information, so we don't want that just out there floating about. Making sure that it can't get hacked or taken and used, but also like what happens if something goes wrong? So it's the trust factor. At the end of the day, it's the trust factor. And it's interesting with trust because I think about this a lot. Just it applies, especially in hospitality when you're delivering service. You can build trust for 10 years. And the moment one thing goes wrong, all of a sudden it like takes you back to square one. So think about that, obviously, with technology, and so trust is huge. But
it's there. And they're also saying, like, if AI makes a mistake and books something incorrectly or doesn't do it the right way, what do you do? I think that's the other question that people are asking.
You call up the hotel and instead of being like, my assistant booked the wrong dates, you're like, my AI booked the wrong dates. I mean, first of all, is a person on the other end even going to respond?
Yeah, or is it another AI agent you're talking to? Because a lot of hotels have that now. I've talked to a couple where I thought I was talking to a real person. I'm like, oh man, like that's not a real person.
Speaking of AI, by the way, this flyer, they do AI revenue strategy platform.
Yeah, it's going to come out. Like that's all that big data information where you have to process so many things. It used to be in the old days, the rack rate. You know why it's called rack rate, Sarah?
Oh, did they? You tell us.
There used to be a wall and it had a rack and you would just move the prices. Old's like, this is where I'm moving it. And what's the best price on the rack right now? That is the rack rate. And that's how it was done 40 years ago. And now you're not going to even have a person doing all the pricing. So it's interesting to see what's going on.
Yeah. So it's by the way, not to show my age, but to show my age-ish. I still remember when people would come to the hotel and they would be like, could you have your rate sheet? I'm like, for the hotel? And they were like, yeah. And I never had a rate sheet. By the time you and I were working in hotels, that was not like a case. But I would actually have people in Beverly Hills come in and be like, do you have a rate sheet? And I would be like, a who?
Yeah.
and then they would explain that, like the rack rates. And I'm like, oh, no. We don't.
Behind me, I have like some of these pamphlets from the 1920s and 30s in Miami Beach. And that's what it is. It's just like, here's the seasonal rate. This is what it is for summer. All summer.
Totally.
Right? So it's amazing to
see. By the way,
this.
Will chiming in the background saying no one wants to take the hit or accountability, key word here, when things go wrong with agentic booking and travel. So very much so.
That might be the place too where I would feel safer maybe doing it as I'm talking to myself, like a booking.com or a VRBO. Like I booked it through your platform. I expect a refund of some kind.
Yeah.
Like you have some kind of company there versus a ChatGPT that books it and makes a mistake. Who do you go after right now? Sam Altman's not giving us a refund, I don't think. But one of our LinkedIn users here says, we trust waiters and drive-through with our credit cards. That is true.
That's true. No, I think we can get there. I think we can get there with the trust element. We just haven't done it yet, or it hasn't been enough experiences of doing. Think about how you just learn and develop that sense of trust. It just takes doing it a couple times, and then you're like, oh, okay, I feel good about this. And then that's also why I mentioned guardrails at the beginning. What are things that they can put in place where we feel more comfortable with them having our critical
Yeah, it's the
information.
first time that, we're at that age where we were born before the internet was a real thing. And I remember putting your credit card in on a website.
Speak
Was
for
like, oh my
yourself.
God, you're gonna get hacked. All right, I know I'm a week older than you, but
Yeah.
that was the thing. I remember clear, like, do not put your
Yeah.
credit card on that website. They're gonna scam you and take everything.
Oh yeah,
And now
totally.
it's everywhere. So it will come. It will be there.
It will come. That is for sure. So why don't we go ahead and talk about our next topic? We got a lot of AI stuff going on.
Well,
So
I think it's kind of
apropos.
combined. We can touch this one a little bit. And
Oh,
you're
oh
at the
yeah,
conference.
yeah.
I'm sure you see.
Actually, yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry. Do you wanna just touch on it really briefly?
Yeah, this one is what we call the Claude effect and what it means for travel. So it's kind of talking about you a little bit, Sarah, and saying Claude AI and other advanced models are becoming more capable of planning assistance. So AI will likely impact, they're saying, trip planning, customer service, itinerary generation, distribution, and just like the booth you're at, revenue management. Anything that
Yeah.
required a lot of data is going to be starting to be taken away from people that were in this position. And I feel like you used to make fun of me 2 years ago, and now we're saying, like, here it is. It's here. Like, it's actually taking roles from people, and it's going to continue to. But those people will evolve into other things, I think, as well, for hospitality.
Well, yeah, I don't know if I'd say I was making fun of you,
I think so.
but I wasn't making fun of you, but I was you were very gung ho on it, and I just hadn't gotten there yet. And by the way,
Yeah.
I'm not analog. I'm very cutting edge.
Yeah, I just think of like there's certain things like I can see happening, and not only in travel, but in a hotel. I look back 10 years ago, there were people at the front desk whose sole job was to go through every single hotel review and then categorize them based off of a score, respond to all of those reviews, and then put together these giant reports that would take a week sometimes just for like weekly reviews so the GM could review it and then make a plan. What's your SOP for each department to handle these complaints or these issues that we're seeing in the reviews? Like, this was all happening behind the scenes. Now I would tell my team, which I do tell our hospitality management team, take all the reviews, plug it in, give me the top 3 issues. How are we going to deal with this? Use our current SOPs to create an action plan for our team. And it's done in 15 minutes. Right? So
it can definitely, look, for sure, 100%. I mean, I use it every day.
Yep.
And I'm playing with different platforms but yeah, I mean, it's the future is here. And I'm just like, I'm very our discussions in, I was gonna say a year from now, but 6 months from now are going to be very different.
Something I saw, which is helping me think differently too. Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, who's out there. Some people follow him out there. The one person empire. I believe in it. All right. You see it now with so many people and with all the technology. You, Sarah, are now a supercharged entrepreneur because you can do so many more things fast for your clients. And you do
I
a good
am a
job.
one person empire. You're welcome.
Yeah. And now, but people are expecting things fast, right? Like, so example, like something we had to take professional photography of a property and that owner is expecting it like the same day, but we still have to touch it up and do all these things. So it's interesting to see like where AI gets people's mindset. Like, oh, I just did this in 30 seconds. How come I have to wait 24 hours? That's crazy.
Totally. But yeah, I mean, we are living in a very faster paced society. I mean, I think about it even with my private concierge clients. What I tell people is why they work with me is because I'm quick and I will respond quickly. Obviously, you know, I have a life too. I'm allowed to sleep. I'm allowed to eat.
Soon you'll have the Sarah bot that knows everything you would do normally, and they'll text it and they'll text back just as you, and you'll be ready to go.
Pose, Sarah, pose. Lou. You're funny.
And we got a comment here. The future is the intersection between physical AI and hospitality, AI and robotics. Robotics will take a big place too soon in the back of house. I can see it already. I wanted to do it like 10 years ago. The technology wasn't there, right?
No. Is it crazy to think about, like, because there was definitely AI stuff 10 years ago, for sure, like with the chats and everything.
Yeah, but like very basic. But like Amazon was doing it in their warehouses, right? Like moving things around back and forth. So I could see that happening for sure in the back of house. Instead of people moving hot boxes and laundry carts and all these things, it's just going to be like those robots delivering food. Like that's going to start happening in the back of house.
Oh, for sure. But can we can we pull up the comment by Kay Frederick? Hey, Mom, I'm alive.
She's doing good, Mom.
Doing good. I'm good. I'm great, actually. Yeah, I haven't talked to her in a couple of days, so I think she had to tune in to make sure that I was like, she's like, I'm following her location, but yeah. So
You're doing good. Well, this is a big one for you. Why don't you do this one? Because you're
yeah.
at the scene
Okay,
of
yeah.
where this is happening.
I am at the scene at the. I'm
Scene of the
at
crime now. Scene of the launch.
Yeah, yeah. You see the launch exactly. I know that's why I had to stop myself. Sabre, they have rebranded and they have announced it.
Your mom just said not AI here, but how do we know this isn't AI saying it's not?
Oh
AI?
boy. Oh yeah. Okay. Good times. So Sabre has they've rebranded and they've launched it here at ITB. They really are looking to reinvent its image, and I think it's well overdue, but I also think it's perfectly timed. They're really repositioning to be like their brand is very focused on being forward driven. So AI driven, modern infrastructure, future ready distribution, all of these things. And what a place to launch at, by the way. I need to go by their booth later. I'll take some pictures.
I got to take a picture saying, hey, this is what we saw. But it's interesting now, again, they changed their way of, and their rebrand is saying we're not just a GDS, a global distribution system. Now we are an AI driven travel tech company with modern infrastructure. So again, AI really driving what they're doing, and they're really hoping to make a big splash. They have Virgin Airways using them as their first big client now in this kind of new space with their new rebrand. So they're excited to really launch and make a big splash. So I'm curious to see what you see later. You have to post in the comments what you see with a picture and a comment.
I'm right here in the heart of the technology section because there's like at least 2 or 3 different rooms dedicated to it. So yeah, there's a lot going on, but yes, I'll definitely be reporting back. By the way, I love what Patrick just said because I actually just did a little social media interview with our friends over at Muse. They also have had a lot of big news lately with them. But they were asking hot take, and they asked me for my hot take, and I was like, AI is not going to be replacing jobs in hospitality. It's going to take care of some things. It's going to shift. The jobs are going to shift. But I mean, as far as like that in-person interaction, it's just going to make that much more of interest for travelers. That's what people want.
Here's what will happen, I think. And Patrick, I think that's a good comment. It will get rid of a lot of the support staff, which I hate to see because they've been working in hotels for a long time doing these things. But what that will allow is the GMs of the restaurants and the F&B directors and the front directors of rooms to speed things up so they're not spending all day in the office, because it would take me hours and hours to create all the things I need to do for corporate or for my bosses and these things. Now I can be out on the floor. Right, I can be on the floor talking to guests and wowing them and personalizing things. So that's where I see, if it's done right, this is what's going to happen. What I hate to see happen is they get rid of even more people, and then that workload gets loaded up on the individuals, and then they're still stuck in the office doing the same amount of work or more without all the support staff they have to get on the floor. So that's the shaky line that I'm already starting to see happen.
Oh, for sure. And thank you for being more eloquent in how you put that, because I think I kind of glazed over that. But no, but it's true. I mean, if you hit the nail on the head, we're definitely going to be seeing it. I mean, look, there's always been waves of technology impacting the way we live our day-to-day lives. Everything. I mean, think about like when people started carrying around the iPhone. Think about the fax machine.
Yeah, I remember the BlackBerry first came out. I was like, wow, this is...
Oh my gosh, the BlackBerry. Whoa. Mm-hmm. Well, exactly. The flip phone to then like I mean, it's crazy. So look, we're all evolving with it. And just as humans evolve with technology, the travel industry, hospitality industry will evolve and find a way. And they might even evolve into something that we can't even predict just yet, So I'm kind of excited.
Middle management is at risk, this user says. I agree with that. And I also agree with a lot of corporate jobs are at risk too. They just don't realize it yet. And they're the decision makers. So we'll see what happens.
I agree. Well, we're also seeing a lot of that in a lot of industries. So very well said. So moving on here, let's talk about some travel.
Let's do it.
World travel. So Hyatt came out and they were talking about how, the violence and the drama. That's so hard. A
couple headlines,
the headlines that have been happening in Mexico, as well as like the global travel environment. And so their big thing with it is that they're saying that as far as what's been going on in Mexico, they've seen limited direct impact. However, more of the bigger impact, because everybody's like, oh my gosh, Mexico, Mexico, Mexico. And it's like, they're like, hey, hold on.
Yeah.
The bigger thing that's making the global uncertainty, which I'm with them. I'm totally with them on that. Especially, I was just in Mexico. I'm now in,
Yeah. In
another
Berlin.
continent, in Berlin. I'm seeing it. We're seeing there, as busy as this conference is, it's limited too, because there's certain parts of the world that couldn't get here from everything that was happening, for example, in the UAE, in the Middle East. So that's impacting a lot of things.
Yeah, I don't listen. We don't get into politics here, but there is wars going on. There's bombs being dropped. There's things going on that definitely can impact travel, right? Like, I don't think a lot of people are thinking, all right, am I going to Dubai today? I don't know. They're blowing up hotels. Maybe I'm going to hold off on that for right now. So it's an interesting thing to see.
This is what I will say, because people have mentioned this, because they were like, "Oh my gosh, you're going to go to Dubai in 2 months," and I'm like, "Yeah." I might not, obviously, but from what I've seen, as far as like not just me, but I think what we've seen in the past 14, 16 months is things are changing rapidly. And so what is crazy big news that seems to like alter everything on a Saturday, by the next Friday, things can kind of have tapered off a bit. So I'm not saying everything has only last 5 days, but I am, and maybe I'm eternally optimistic, but I do feel like we're just living at a faster clip, and that when things seem kind of wild and crazy right now, maybe in the span of 2 weeks or so, there's the potential for it to mellow out.
Yes,
so
I agree. But some people, like the normal folks that maybe aren't that well traveled, they might say, like me, like I've never been to Dubai, but if I was going to go now, I may hold off and be like, I'm good. And I'm going to wait till this all settles down. That's where I think the hotels were going to get hit a little bit. That's where I started seeing, like, where we saw Fairmont get blown up in Saudi Arabia, I think. Forget where it was.
Well, that was an inadvertent. Yes, correct.
Inadvertent, right? And then another one in Dubai got hit. And so these hotels are getting hit. I can only imagine, like, we were talking about it last week, right? Having to be put in situations where you're having to deal with emergencies, and now you're having to worry about this. Is crazy.
So 2 comments here. First one from our LinkedIn user: budget travelers are excited at the price drops to visit in the UAE. That was me, actually. I kind of jokingly said, I was like, maybe now's a good time to buy my ticket for
Mexico.
At Mexico. Yeah, for sure. Obviously, look, you have to be smart, and everybody has different comfort levels, and I don't take that lightly. For context, for those that might be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe Sarah's like throwing around the whole Dubai thing. Half of my family lives there, and also when you've lived in different parts of the world, different countries, and there's many countries around the world, not just the Middle East. You can see it in other countries. It's wild what people are exposed to, and I don't think anybody should ever be used to seeing bombs fly across the sky. But I have many family members that have seen that quite a bit. They'll be out having drinks, and it's like, oh,
yeah, in Israel, my friends in Israel say,
yeah, same, of course, and other countries in the world, and so. There's a matter of perspective with it. But I do feel that we kind of like get through it. But I will say this, and then we should go on to our next topic. I saw this on Instagram, and I keep seeing it. And it's like, if you want to be depressed about the world, watch the news. If you want to be excited by the world and feel optimistic, travel the world. See the world in person.
I like it, Sarah.
I'm just saying, I'm out here to drop those positive, I can't say positive bombs because that's kind of whatever. Oh yeah, look, so Kay Frederick, she was there. My mother, by the way, has some crazy stories of stuff that happened in Lebanon. Like she was like in her little tight pants and her little heels, like tiptoeing down like the cobblestones. And next thing you know, it's like, whoosh, like some gunshots going down the street and then moving to the side wall, going flat against the wall, looking to make sure, okay, has everything stopped, and then going and then continuing to tiptoe down to go to the bar as one does. I mean, this is
Kay
what
Frederick, true gangster, Kay Frederick.
Dude, my mom is a real gangster. We have stories that I'll have to ask for permission to share, but she did some stuff in the 80s that makes me proud. So true rebel True rebel DNA right over here.
Well, we got Vicky saying, "Oh, Sarah, love that." Yeah, Sarah dropping some good things. Great line by
Yeah.
Sarah. I think that's going to be the clip of the week right there. Lou
Whoa.
saying, "Travel and don't watch the news is just sort of sneaks in inadvertently." Yeah, now there's so many places to get news. You get hit with so many things. It's all day, every day, everywhere. And we're talking about the news. So you're watching a news show as we tell you the news. But we love hanging out with you.
We do. All right, guys. So why don't we go here to our unhinged travel story of the week?
Uh-oh, we need
talk us
we
through
need a
this?
song to go with this, like Unhinged Story of the Week. Dum dum dum.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, this one is an interesting one. Somehow, Chinese man
I heard that
moved into a hotel room that somehow got unknown, and he was there for a long time. I think it was like years and years, they said, right, Will, in the background? And now he trashed that room to like a stage that you would not believe. It's one of those things I can only imagine if we walked into that room, what you would expect to see. And he was there 2 years. Look at all this poo-poo and toilet paper he decided to stack up for some reason.
I can smell that through the screen.
I want to bomb. Imagine walking into that room, and he lived in this room this entire time for 2 years with no housekeeping coming in. And he didn't want to throw anything away because he realized he's been hiding in this room and no one had figured it out. So I'm not sure how that happens in a hotel in India, but this Chinese guy figured out in India, I'm not throwing away anything and I'm going to live in this room. What do you think,
That's
Sarah?
like, I think that is like, I think it's a reminder that there are all types in this world. That's disgusting. That's so disgusting. But this guy, I mean, he has a mental issue, obviously. You know, I mean, like we're gonna sit here and be, it's like it's gross. Clearly, the guy has a mental issue, and I mean that in a respectful way. But I mean, he's a hoarder. Like he's like it's crazy to live like that. But what's wild is that like it happened in a hotel. Like it's just as crazy. I don't know.
That happening on a conference floor there, Sarah. Oh my gosh. What's even more like interesting to this is like I've always thought like, man, if for some reason something happens and I go, I'm homeless, I feel like I could hide away in a giant resort for a little bit, like in the conference rooms and maybe around like the pool deck during the day and just kind of got my nice food left over here. Like I feel like that would be a good place to hide out in like a giant resort somewhere. You ever thought about that? You or listeners, could you figure it out? Where would you go?
I'm not hiding anywhere. I would like to have my presence known.
Okay. I'm here and arrested.
I mean, like, what am I going to, I mean, I don't know. Then you're like sleeping in corners and stuff. I mean, I guess like if push came to
you had
shove,
no other choice. I always thought as I was walking the floors at 6 a.m. in these big resorts.
No.
That's a good hiding spot. That's a good one there. Could figure this out.
Well, I think it's important, especially for safety and especially in city hotels.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we would see in West Hollywood, we would see, you know, that security would have to go through. There would be times that I would come in at 7 a.m., 7:07 to be exact, because I'm a 7-minute late girl. And then I would go just like freshen up my makeup in like the bathroom. I know stuff I shouldn't have been doing, whatever. But there would be times I would go in there and I'm like, there is a homeless person sleeping in that stall. And then I'd like immediately run out, have to tell security. So
it happened a lot.
Yeah.
That happens like every week thing for sure.
Totally happens.
But anyhow,
not this show. We're going to keep it light and bright. Why don't we get on to, you want to do a real-time recap?
I want to do one because I had something I did for the first time ever yesterday, and I feel good about it. Hospitality driven.
Drop that real-time recap, and I'll drop one.
I'm going to give you one. So this is something I think gyms don't do, is something around wellness. I went to a place called Sila, Miami last night, and it's in the Upper Buena Vista area of Miami. And this guy created a community workout place. And so it was great. Like he has all this wellness stuff, like hyperbaric chamber and massage areas and, you know, floating salt pod. But then I did a kettlebell workout with a group, got through some pain with that. And then went into the sauna with everybody from that class. So everyone goes into the sauna together, talks about the workout, and then we all timed each other in a cold plunge, which I did for the first time. And
oh my gosh, how long did you go?
I did a minute in 37-degree water. I felt pretty good.
Everyone's
like, no, don't start in 37. Start in the warmer one. I was like, no, I'm going in. But I left feeling so connected to everybody, and like, man, I just made some new friends here, and I can't wait to go back.
Clap.
Yeah, I felt good.
Well done.
Yeah. So I think that's what the future is. A lot of things we talk about analog and community. I think they've hit onto something that I'm going to try to bring that spirit to our project when we launch Baya, is that community and working out with people and doing hard things with people, and then you make new connections. It's versus like
And let me guess,
having your headphones on and working out and leaving a gym.
you weren't on your phone, right?
Nope, no phone.
Yeah. That's I mean it's a great point. That's actually why I work out in some of the places I work out, because I'm not allowed to take my phone with me, which I'm cool with. Like so I think that's great, and I love that, and I especially love. I think that's. I mean, there's a lot of benefits obviously to cold plunge, but doing things like that really ground you and get you in your body fast, because yeah. There is no thinking about anything else, not when you're submerged in 37-degree water.
Get through it. And it was made by a hospitality guy, that place. So you could
Love
see it,
that.
right? You could feel it. Like everyone's welcome, hang out, enjoy each other.
Amazing.
So anyhow, that's my real-time recap. And now you're in Berlin. How are we wrapping up at this show in Berlin today, Sarah?
Okay, fantastic. So my real-time recap, Waldorf Astoria, Berlin. I have stayed here before. I've stayed here. I was only going to stay 2 nights. I've now staying the entire trip here. Absolutely fantastic. The service is excellent. I do have a little bit of a cheat code. One of my good friends is he is the chef concierge there, but the whole team has just been absolutely wonderful. And it's that reminder of like what really good service is. And it's the little things. So they have my room ready for me after flying like 17 hours to get here. And it worked out well. I didn't expect to have the room ready because I got here like 10:30 in the morning. They knew I like to be caffeinated. So they had a cappuccino for me. They had a fruit bowl for me. And then I love this, the fruit, like the welcome amenity fruit.
I have a question about
apple. The Waldorf Astoria Waldorf Astoria Berlin branded into the apple.
Can you find out how they do that? Can you ask? Because I saw that. That was one thing that caught my eye. Please.
Fantastic, right? I've never seen that before.
If it was lasered in or it was like a press, I need to find out because it didn't look oxidized.
I think it's a press. I think it's a press. So cool. So cool. So shout out to them. I mean, again, just absolutely wonderful. They made sure that like we've been so comfortable. And it's I feel spoiled. It's becoming my favorite place in Berlin. Like,
it's good to have a favorite place in Berlin. I'm gonna have to come check it out.
Yes, you are. We'll get you hooked up. We'll get you the Sarah D special.
I'll take it.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe
All right. We had a great show here. I love that you're live in Berlin making connections. Shout out to Flyer for letting you hang out in their booth today and record live.
Shout out to them.
And for all of you, man, we covered a lot of topics here today. As always, we love seeing you join us here live. If you found something interesting here, make sure to send this to a friend. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the podcast, it's free. There's no cost to you. And it really helps us too every time you do. So until next time, Sarah, what should we say?
Stay hospitable.
Oh my gosh. See you next week.
Bye.